DDP?
DDP. Okay, so I'm into this a lot. I love DDP coming in. I think that's a great addition. It's one of the few WCW, because I've seen a lot of NWA, Jim Crockett stuff. But, which is weird to say now. But, I haven't seen a lot of, actual WCW Monday Night Wars stuff. The one guy I've seen a lot of is DDP. So I'm into this idea of DDP coming in. I'm into him and Raven coming in together because I think that's a really big mid-card feud. What I'm not into is this weird subtext of Raven fucking DDP's wife and Eric Watts.
What's that, Liam? You said you're not into Eric Watts?
Well, this is a different era, there's no Goldilocks here.
You're saying Goldilocks was carrying him entirely?
I would say so.
So yes, Diamond Dallas Page makes his TNA debut on the November 12th Impact. Raven opens that show shouting at Larry Zbyszko, demanding he be booked in a match with Monty Brown coming off of Victory Road. Larry's like, yeah, I'll go for it, who cares? Monty pounced Raven into the referee. Abyss comes out and black hole slams Monty, but then Diamond Dallas Page appears out of the crowd, out of nowhere, hits Raven with a diamond cutter, allowing Monty to score the win as a hooded figure watches Abyss from a distance.
Who could that be? This was alright. A good debut for DDP.
I thoroughly approve of the number of diamond cutters that are thrown this month.
Yeah, well, that's why you're here, DDP, not in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame.
I'm waiting for the episode of Impact that has a pounce, a black hole slam, and a diamond cutter, which I actually think about it, this match had all three, making it the best match in TNA history.
My God.
Because Monty pounced Raven, Abyss black hole slammed Monty, and then DDP diamond cuttered Raven. That is the trifecta of great finishes all in one match. Well done, TNA. You nailed it in one.
If only AJ was here to Styles Clash DDP at the end.
Yeah, throwing a Canadian Destroyer, just PD hitting Saban with a... Actually, no, he would never hit Saban with a Canadian Destroyer. Hit Red with a Destroyer on the floor.
Yeah, then we would have been perfect.
DDP's leaving the building. Franchise catches up with them, asks him, what are you doing here in TNA? DDP says Raven knows exactly why he's here.
DDP kind of big leagues Shane Douglas a lot.
I approve of it.
Is there Jersey heat?
You know my pro Scott Hudson philosophy. Anybody big league in Shane Douglas is good in my book.
Listen, I agree that the loss of Scott Hudson is terrible, but I don't think we should take our anger out on poor franchise.
I'm like Goldilocks when Hudson took her job.
How dare. Actually, that's why I'm happy that he's gone now. I'm like, you screwed Goldilocks, now Goldilocks screws you in the long run.
November 19th, Johnny B. Bad faced Raven. Hey, Liam, tell me about Johnny B. Bad. Tell me about Johnny.
I fucking hate Johnny B. Bad.
Why do you hate Johnny B. Bad?
He does nothing for me. Isn't he a real nice guy? I bet he's a nice guy.
That's the classic Brian Alvarez. It's I'm sure he's a nice guy, but...
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I never want to see him on TV.
Yeah, when he comes out, he shoots his boomstick or whatever they call it into the crowd.
Oh, great. You know me, I'm all about the boomstick.
You do love confetti. You fall all over yourself whenever you see it.
Yeah, no, I hate John B. Bad.
He hits a TKO, he hits a Frankensteiner.
Oh, the worst fucking move of all time.
Wow, why do you hate a Frankensteiner?
No, the TKO, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
The ultimate jag move.
Liam went on a 5-minute rant about his hatred of the TKO on the watch along.
Ultimate jag move. You know how someone's not going to be a star if they do the damn TKO?
Hey, Johnny B. Bad's been in wrestling for 15 years at this stage, so what do you know?
I suppose that's true.
He's facing Raven here. He accidentally bumps the referee. Raven hits the Raven effect, but then DDP hits the ring, drops Raven with a diamond cutter, allowing Johnny B. Bad to pick up the win.
Right. Good John B. Bad push.
Same thing as the week before. Franchise stopped DDP on the way out. It says Raven's been living rent-free in his head for 2.5 years, and now rent's due.
How much is rent, do you think?
How much is rent in DDP's head? Probably pretty expensive.
Probably the same as living in the fucking DDP yoga house.
Franchise has Raven. Asks about DDP. Raven said that Eric Watts is responsible for all the heartache and agony. And then does a rhyming promo, which I'm going to recite in its entirety.
In the voice.
DDP, you should have stayed retired. You're weak, decrepit. You should have never been hired. You want to make this a game? Take careful aim. You've lost your fame. Be very afraid, because I'm coming to maim. Bang! It's not the cutter. It's the Raven effect. 6 feet under. You'll have time to reflect. Watch the CD-ROM. I'm dropping the bomb. Intellectual Vietnam. You never cross Raven in his home. Goodbye, Paige. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Quote the Raven. Nevermore. As I do, in fact, strike the pose.
You didn't stumble on the Terror Dome line, though.
Yeah, because I'm a pro. I can hit my poetry.
Yeah, that sucks. That's really bad. That's like me at like 12 being like, yo, I can probably rap.
Watch the CD-ROM. I'm dropping the bomb. Intellectual Vietnam.
Intellectual Vietnam is such like a rap bar.
Oh, dear God. Bless Raven. Bless him and his rhyming promos.
I love him.
November 26th, Raven is meant to face Vordell Walker. Bell rings, but then DDP hits the ring. Coming out to his Smells Like Teen Spirit knockoff, by the way.
Yeah, is it better than the WWE Smells Like Teen Spirit knockoff?
Well, they didn't do one.
I suppose the WCW Smells Like Teen Spirit knockoff.
That's my big problem with WWE. They're fucking cowards. And not only
Did they not do one?
Not only did they not do a Smells Like Teen Spirit knockoff, but they've edited the WCW one off of old episodes.
Oh my god. I thought they did one because he has one in the games.
Very upset, but here he is with his Smells Like Teen Spirit knockoff here in TNA. Probably better than the WCW one, honestly, as knockoffs of songs go.
Yeah. It's pretty close.
DDP's mad because Raven talked about how Raven was the one who made DDP. DDP talks about how he won the title with Hogan, Sting, and Flair in the ring, and Raven is just jealous because Raven never won a belt.
Hey, what the fuck? Raven was ECW champion. That counts.
We don't respect belts like that here in the NWA-TNA.
Well, you know what? Only one of these two people will win the NWA title, won't they?
That's a very good point. So the subtext here, they talk a lot about it, is that there is some past between Raven and DDP.
Is it subtext?
Well, they don't. They're being like obtuse about what they're actually saying. It's like
they're being coy.
You don't want to say what you're really mad about. But there's an issue between Raven and DDP about Kim. The subtext being Raven banged his wife, but Raven's like, no, it's Eric Watts you want to talk about. So is it Mike Watts is the one who banged his wife?
And why is DDP so mad about people banging his wife anyway?
He loves banging more than anybody else. He's the bang man, and he cannot give out about banging.
Yeah, he should be approved. He should be. Sorry, I just got distracted by a Rikishi tweet.
What was the tweet? Please read it in its verbatim.
There's nothing to read. It's a picture.
What's it a picture of?
I'm going to send it to you and you can deem how to describe it.
Oh, I'm going to get distracted by the Rikishi tweet. Okay. Liam shared a tweet. What did... Alright, so it says, now this is unacceptable. Not acceptable, unacceptable. With a picture of a monkey with his ass out? So...
I think it's his balls.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, either way, Rikishi's not pleased about it.
Yeah, if you ever have any time, go through Rikishi's old tweets. It's nothing but bangers.
Well, I don't even know where we were. Watts, Raven, DDP, Kim love triangle of some sort.
Yeah.
So Raven has some new minions he hangs around with.
I want to know who these minions are.
You want to know who's under the mask? It's probably just Johnny Divine. It's apparently always Johnny Divine now.
Yeah, not wrong.
I think your guess that it was the Naturals might not be off base because they do nothing else this month.
They're also like very skinny.
They tried to attack DDP, but DDP hits them both with diamond cutters, which again I approve of. The more diamond cutters, the better.
Bang.
Raven did have a good line in this where the DDP is like, "You shoved a knife in my back," and Raven's like, "There's so many knives in your back. How do you know which one is mine?"
That is a really good line. I thought Raven's still very good. Like he gets a little hokey, he gets a little ham-fisted. I'm using ham-fisted a lot in this show, but he's still like one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star there.
And one of the more enjoyable things is still again a Raven program this month because this DDP program has diamond cutters, and I approve.
So I was thinking about our end of year awards. I have no clue.
Oh, it's tough, isn't it?
I was thinking of like wrestler of the year, and I was like, AJ? No.
It's
Raven? No.
If you pick AJ, it's like the default I guess answer.
But like I don't want to give it to AJ.
Monty?
Yeah, I was thinking Monty. Chris Harris?
He had a good year. You can't say he didn't have a good year. Abyss?
It's not been a good year.
Goldilocks?
It might be. I mean, best promo. I don't even know what our own award categories are, but
I think we have best character rather than best promo, but I'd have to check.
We should we need to change it to best. We need to add a best segment now because we've entered the TNA segment era. Yeah. I do not know who I'm giving Wrestler of the Year to this year.
Which will make our award show even more interesting when it comes after our next episode.
There's not a lot of options. BG James?
How dare you? Don't you even mention it. December 3rd, Impact. DDP comes out. Go home show. DDP. I like the way DDP comes through the crowd for his entrance. It's a nice little touch, a little different.
Shades of John Moxley.
I also appreciate, like, he comes out the tunnel, he does his bang, and then he steps off of the ramp into, like, the crowd.
He does his bang.
He does do his bang. We're all about banging here with the Diamond Dallas Page. So yeah, he comes out, he's going through the crowd, he's doing his poses. Raven attacks him from behind, they brawl for a while. Looks for a diamond cutter, Raven bails as Eric Watts watches on from the crowd.
What could it mean?
What could it mean? It's a very good question.
What could it mean?
No. Turning point.
Do you remember the Titans?
Turning point. DDP.
That was a reference to 3 hours ago.
We're pretty deep, all right. We had the 3-hour mentality very early in the show, so.
Which I think we've gone in reverse, because now I'm feeling like I have the energy of hour 1.
You got the Watts energy. That's what we call it. That's why he's called Watts.
Yeah, got all these kilowatts.
You're powered up. DDP faced Raven with Watts on commentary at Turning Point. DDP's in ring debut.
There's always Watts on commentary. How else would they run the mics?
I already made a Watts joke. You can't just double down.
I can double down.
I like this match. It was a good enough match for what it was.
I mean, like, am I going to get mad at a DDP versus Raven mid-card match on my TNA pay-per-view? No.
It was a little overbooked, but who cares? It's DDP and Raven.
Bang. They should swap and just do DDP versus Jeff Jarrett.
We'll see that before long.
And DDP should win.
Well, we'll see.
It doesn't make me feel like he's gonna win.
They kicked out of the Diamond Cutter. They kicked out of the Raven Effect. Funny that he does a Diamond Cutter near fall in his first match. He's like, I probably won't be around very long. Might as well have him kick out of it.
Well, I feel like they well, yeah, but like I feel like that's been the build of the match too. Is like they're just gonna do their moves. They're gonna hit their DDTs. They're gonna hit their Diamond Cutters, and everyone's gonna kick out.
Yeah, when DDP hit the Diamond Cutter, Don West shouted about how it's the Stone Cutter, and then Mike Tenay's like, Diamond Cutter! Two of Raven's henchmen tried to interfere, but Watts killed them both with choke slams, feigning to be on the side of DDP until it turns out he turned on DDP and clotheslined him too.
Fucking swerve.
Went to choke slam him, but DDP just dropped him with a Diamond Cutter.
Awesome. What sucks too, he gets fucking jobbed out hard.
Yeah, and then DDP hits a second Diamond Cutter on Raven to pick up the win in his TNA debut.
Bang.
Nice little mid-card pay-per-view match for what it was.
Yeah, let's see where this goes, I guess.
And as always, I will keep saying it, more Diamond Cutters, the better.
Bang.